Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Marian, and I'm a certified teacher and healer with the Modern Mystery School. And today I have the honor to speak with someone I deeply respect, Dr. Donnelly. She's a medical doctor, guide, and international teacher in the Lineage of King Salomon. And we're here to talk about the Empower Thyself class and initiation that can truly change your life. So, welcome this morning, Dr.
Good mo
Donnelly.
Good morning, Marian. Thank you for having me. It's great to be with you on this bright and beautiful morning in Ireland.
Amazing, so wonderful. I would just love to dive indirectly with the questions so people can hear and understand what Empower Thyself is all about. So please tell us, what is it and what is it about? Just a first overview.
Thank you, Marian. So, Empower Thyself is a 2-day program, and someone teaches it who's a certified guide with the Modern Mystery School. So, when you come and you decide that you want to come to these 2 days, you sit down with your guide or you have a call with your guide, potential guide, to see if this is for you, because it is a big step in your life. The teachings of these 2 days come from an ancient lineage, the lineage of King Solomon, and as such, provide you with concepts that are going to stretch your already formed ideas about this life, being a human here on this planet, and what that's all about. And it helps us to understand life at a very, very different level. Because at this moment in time, human beings are over identifying with our physicality. It explains very, very much more about what we are from an energetic, a soul, and a spirit perspective. So it's very spiritually based. And at the end of the 2 days, there is an initiation. Now, what do we mean by initiation? This is where we begin a new aspect of ourselves, which is to stand in the light and to bring that light into our everyday lives for the purposes of living our best life possible while we have this physical body.
Wow, that sounds really amazing. And I wonder if you can talk about you have worked in modern medicine and metaphysics as well. And why do you think people are seeking this kind of ancient knowledge today more than ever?
I think this is a very, very important question, Marian, because yes, I still work in medicine, and I find that we have, I wanted to know what goes beyond the physical body in order to explain why we get sick, why we don't flourish in this life. What is it that stands between us and ultimate health, ultimate well being, ultimate harmony, peace in our world? And over the years, I've dabbled in various different means of trying to explain this, but at the mystery school, it takes it to a new level of understanding because the teachings help us to expand our vision, not just here in the physicality, but the parts of us that go beyond that. Now, what I mean by that is we right now are so identifying with this that we can't see, we're blinkered. We can't see the bigger picture. We can't see what's really going on in our lives or in the world at large. We really need something that takes us out of this physical body only to see what's really going on
Hmm.
and then bring that information into our physical world in a real and tangible way so that we can bring our spirit into our everyday activities. Our soul, our collective soul, and our individual soul is hungry for this information because we want qualities like peace, like joy, like well-being, like abundance, like being able to have better relationships, being able to not be so reactive in life, but being
Mm.
able to respond to life's challenges in a way that is of the light, filled with goodness and filled with beauty. And we have lost our way somewhat in that. And Empower Thyself gives us an opportunity to use tools to help us to remain in that, what we would call a middle pillar, a balanced state of being, where we're not so in the warrior perspective of our lives and with such strict boundaries that we don't let anyone or anything in, or in the very passive part of our lives where everything is good, all is well, because we need a balance of this. We need to be able to experience life in a balanced fashion where we have an ability to bring both aspects in a way that is measured and that is responsive to whatever's going on in our lives at that time.
Mm. Thank you so much for spreading out on this. Can you explain what makes this 2 days class so unique in contrast to other spiritual workshops out there?
Yes, I have been to many, many spiritual workshops in my time because I really, really was seeking. And, different workshops offered different things. I was able to have a little toolbox with me that would help both myself and others as I was walking the path. But what was unique specifically about this path is the power to change, the ability to choose life in a very different way. For example, I really would have spent so many, many days worrying about and ruminating over issues that came up in my life. And I found that the teachings, which are lineage teachings, made a massive difference in the way that I was able to process issues in my life, how I was able to get over things quicker, and in a deep way. Not that they were still hanging around and undealt with, but really to clear and clean issues and move on in a very empowered way through my life. This was a massive piece for me. And why? Why was that so? Because these teachings do come from the lineage of King Solomon. And he, in particular, wanted everyone to have these. He didn't want it just for the rich and powerful or for the people in positions of responsibility. He wanted them for everyone so that we could have choice in life and we could change our world, our inner world. And in Hermetics, we have this uh, it's a truth that as within, so without. So, as an initiate in particular, you hold more influence, tenfold the amount of influence in your life when you are initiated. So, you can imagine that when you start to transform, that does send out a ripple effect, both to your family, to your community, and to the world at large. So, that's why this work is so important right now. If you are someone who really wants to change, really wants to grow, really wants to create a positive effect in our world, both in your own life and in the world around you, then this is the ideal class for you. This is the ideal opportunity for you to make that change.
Hmm. What can people expect to learn in this 2 days class? Can you explain a bit more about that? What they learning?
Yes. So you will receive teachings about why humans are here, uh, what our potential is. You will receive teachings about our energy and how to manage that energy. You will receive tools to help protect yourself, help to clean and heal your energy field, to keep yourself balanced, even in the most trickiest of situations, to help you to respond to life rather than react all the time. So each of these tools are what the ancients would have called rituals. And these rituals are extremely powerful because they have the power of what we call the lineage behind them. So King Solomon really made sure that we would have these handed down in a clear and concise way so that they are not polluted by our human ways, our human mind, and that we can then use them for transformation in our lives in a real and tangible way.
Hmm. Um, Personally, like cleaning the energy field and having more protection alive, and this was one of the main reasons I've been choosing it around 5.5 years ago to take part in the Empower Thyself initiation because I found myself being so drained from being out in the world and being around a lot of people and doing just my work. Back then, I was a student still in university, but also was starting my career more in engineering and architecture and working in the office. And I felt like I was exhausted and I understood it had something to do with energy, but I understand only, yeah, a little about it. And it helped me so much to be protected and in within myself every day and to bring in my positivity and to hold it in a world that was a huge thing I've been looking for. I've received it. Do you have any more stories about people who have attended this class and what they gain for benefits from that?
Indeed, I've had various people come to me through our profession as well, people who have been in a lot of grief over the loss of a loved one, and how it helped them to push through the, well, all of the pieces that come together when we are in deep grief. And especially when we are trying to make sense of what this life is about and what it's like then when we pass on, and especially coming to terms with that, it can offer huge transformation. I also have one lady who came to me who was really suicidal and who did these 2 days and faithfully practiced the tools, and she was able to shift into much more positivity, but not only that, hope for the future, and to understand her own power in claiming back her life again.
Mm.
So these pieces are very important. I know for me in my life, the big piece was around being able to navigate life in a way where I wasn't, like yourself, Marian, drained at the end of a day's work because of my empathy and empathic ways. But also, I wasn't bothered by things wouldn't niggle me for days on end. I was able to get over my issues much quicker and move through life in a way that was freer, more empowered, and also where my emotions weren't so up and down and ravaging my life so much. These things were very, very important to me because I found that I needed that steady. I needed those tools that could keep me on track.
Mm. Thank you. Yeah, there's so much in these 2 days when I just think about it. And when I sat in this class, it felt like a week almost
Mhm.
to be in. And I had some experience also with spirituality before and some concepts, but they I tried in my life before to bring these concepts together and to get a real understanding of the spiritual world and how it is affecting the physical world. And I was also looking deeply for my purpose in it. And it all started to make sense when I understood the teachings when they were delivered to me in the class. That was like light bulbs were going up there and there, and I received teachings I've never heard before, but they were
Mm.
making so much sense. Um, I understood really, really much more, like the puzzle pieces were coming together.
Yes.
And can you maybe point out on two more things? There is something called 10 times more light.
Mm.
Um, to be received during this class, and also about the initiation itself, because I think it's something very ancient that's also standing out for itself.
Mm. So the process of initiation has been somewhat lost to us, from ancient times, and but preserved within the mystery school tradition. And we are very blessed to have this authentically here on our planet today. And what actually happens during that process, during the 2 days, your concept of everything is stretched. Your energy field is stretched. You are effectively holding more light in the physical. And we know that it's 10 times the amount of light. So that when you, after your Empower Thyself, smile at someone, it's 10 times the smile, which is amazing. But if you frown at someone as well, it's 10 times the frown. So we have to start to take responsibility. And, the tools that you receive in those 2 days are very powerful in helping you remain in balance so that you are, giving the best of yourself and to the world, if you so choose. The thing is that no one is standing there over your shoulder telling you must do this. But when you invest in yourself, like you do when you come to empower thyself, it's amazing to give these tools a go. We don't ask you to even believe everything of what we say. We ask you to give these tools an opportunity to work in your life and be the scientist, be the experimenter, put them into practice in your life and see and sense the results in your life. And, this is what I did. And I thank every day. That was in 2006. It's a long time ago. I thank every day, that I had these tools to be able to practice on a daily basis in my life. And I have since then. And so I want this for everyone. um, but you're free to choose, if it is for you. And I invite you to come and experience that because at the end, with the initiation, that tenfold expansion in your energy field is sealed. You will have tenfold the energy, the light to do what you do with your life and to share with others as well. And people will want to know what it is that has changed in your life.
Mm. Thank you so much. Yes, I can. When I remember coming out of this 2 days class, and I had so many ideas and I wanted to put them into practice, they finally started to flourish so much quicker. I could literally see them manifest in front of me
Mm,
in so much more speed, literally 10 times faster. And
mm,
I was always someone who I wanted to bring a change to
mm,
my own world and also the world at large, but first in my one. And finally, things were manifesting so much quicker. It was, I'm truly grateful for this, and I've never seen it anywhere else. These changes happening so tangible. It's also why I'm so delighted to share about that, and I really thank you and so much for sharing this. And what would you say if this resonates with someone? And maybe they're feeling a little pull,
mm,
maybe they're still a bit hesitant, what is the best next step to reach out,
Yes.
get closer?
I yeah, I would say, connect, because a conversation can help you individually to figure out what it is that you need to know in order to help you to take that step. I'm very, very happy to create time, either over, WhatsApp, Zoom, to have a conversation, to give you that time, because it is a big decision. It is one whereby you get the opportunity to live life in a completely different way to what you did before. And I, as a guide in the mystery school, really do feel that honor of working with an individual who comes to me in that way, because it is a way of living life, not always from the mind, but sinking into the heart, where we know the truth of what's going on around us, the true way of being. Our heart, our mind, yes, is important in being able to rationalize and be able to live life. But we also have to understand that our heart is at play in all of this. And these tools help us to clarify, to discern, and is to help hone those abilities within ourselves. So, and as your guide, I will be able to help you to navigate that in a way that is, true to you.
Hmm. Thank you so much for sharing these information. And from my side, I've asked everything that was on my heart and on my lips, so or on my tongue. And I thank you for taking time this morning. And yeah, people can reach out to you. Information will be shared. And do you have any final and last words this morning?
I would say that if you are someone who wants to make a difference, or who wants to make a change, first of all, in your own life, or make a difference in the world, then this is an absolute necessary 2 days for you. You will notice massive changes in your ability to handle the challenges of life if you apply the tools regularly. And sometimes we have to do something completely different in order to be able to, make our way through life in a different way. If you're not happy with how things are right now, if you are, God bless you. Keep doing, keep going. This world is a challenging place to live right now. It has been, but in particularly, it's hard to make sense of what's going on in our world right now. So it is important that we navigate towards peace inside, internally, so we can bring that peace to our world in a way that is meaningful and true. So if those words are important to you right now, then gift yourself these 2 days and step onto a path, an adventure, which will take you on the adventure of life and help you to navigate life in a way that helps you to examine it, helps you to embrace the adventure, no matter what is going on. So thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to talk, Marian. I really appreciate it. And I wish you joy in whatever you're doing, because, we've only got one life. And I really hope it's a good one for you.
Thank you so much again for taking this time this morning. It was really wonderful to talk, and I really hope that people can receive this information. And I wish you also a wonderful day now, and thank you so much for this talk.
Thank you, Marian. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.